You're probably thinking about someone right now. Their name popped into your head the moment you clicked this video. You replay conversations, overanalyze texts, and maybe stalk their social media just a little too much. We call it a crush. Psychology calls it a fascinating mix of brain chemistry, projection, and emotion that can completely change the way you think and behave. In this video, you'll learn 10 psychology-backed facts about crushes that explain why they feel so intense, why they can be so confusing, and what your brain is secretly doing behind the scenes. Stay till the end because some of these facts might change the way you look at your crush and at yourself. Let's start with the first one because this explains why your crush feels so much more perfect than everyone else. Fact 1. Your brain fills in the blanks. When you have a crush, you don't fall for the real person first. You fall for the story your mind builds about them. Psychology calls this idealization. You notice a few attractive traits, maybe they're kind, funny, or just physically your type, and your brain fills in all the missing details in the most positive way possible. You start assuming they're deeper, more compatible, more special than they might actually be. That's why crushes can feel magical before you really know the person, and also why they sometimes fade quickly once you do. Fact 2. Your crush lights up your reward system. When you see or even think about your crush, your brain's reward system activates. Chemicals like dopamine get released, the same ones involved in motivation and addiction. That's why you keep checking your phone for their message, revisit their profile or photos, and replay small moments again and again. Your brain starts to treat them like a reward cue. You're not just thinking about them for fun, your brain is training you to seek that tiny hit of pleasure their presence gives you. Fact 3. You notice tiny signs and ignore big red flags. Psychology has a concept called confirmation bias. Once you decide you like someone, your brain starts collecting evidence that supports that feeling and quietly ignoring anything that doesn't. So one nice message from them becomes, "They definitely like me back." One long reply turns into, "They care so much," and them being cold or distant gets explained away as, "They're just busy," right? Your crush doesn't become more perfect, you just become more selective about what you notice. Quick pause. If you like understanding what your brain does in love and relationships, subscribe right now. Fact 4. You feel more nervous because you care more. Ever wondered why you can talk to almost anyone except your crush? That's partly social evaluation anxiety. The more someone's opinion matters to you, the more your body reacts. Sweaty hands, racing heart, awkward pauses. It's not that you're suddenly boring or weird, it's that your brain has decided this person's approval is important, so it goes into overdrive trying not to mess things up. Ironically, trying not to mess things up often makes you feel even more awkward. Fact 5. Proximity and repetition are your secret enemies. There's a well-known effect in psychology called the mere exposure effect. The more often we see someone, the more likely we are to feel comfortable with them and sometimes attracted to them. That's why you suddenly develop a crush on a classmate you see every day, or start liking someone more once you follow them online and see their posts regularly. You might think it's fate. Often it's just your brain getting used to their presence and labeling that familiarity as liking. Fact 6. Mixed signals feel more addictive. This one is uncomfortable but important. Research on intermittent reinforcement shows that improbable rewards are the most addictive. Slot machines use this principle, and so do crushes who send mixed signals. When they're warm one day and cold the next, your brain keeps hoping for the good version of them to show up again. You start investing more attention and energy just to get a small hit of validation. That "will they reply, will they notice me" feeling is stressful, but your brain can get hooked on it. You're not weak for feeling stuck. Your brain is being trained like a slot machine. Fact 7. Your crush can actually change your behavior. Crushes don't just affect how you feel, they affect how you act. You might change your style because you know what they like, laugh more around them, or start liking their music, shows, or hobbies. Some of that is natural. Humans mirror people they like. But sometimes you start shifting so much that you're not even sure what you genuinely like anymore. Psychologically, this is about impression management, adjusting your behavior to be more appealing to someone you want to impress. Fact 8. You're more likely to remember small moments with them. Our brains give special priority to emotionally charged memories. Since crushes are emotionally loaded, tiny interactions with them can feel huge. You remember the exact way they said your name, a single compliment, or the time your hands almost touched. Meanwhile, they might barely remember those moments at all. That doesn't automatically mean they don't care, it just means those moments didn't carry the same emotional weight for them. For you, your crush acts like a highlighter over specific memories. Fact 9. Your crush can become a form of escape. Sometimes your crush has less to do with them and more to do with what you're trying to escape. If you're stressed, lonely, or unhappy with your current reality, your brain may latch onto a crush as a kind of mental escape route. They become a fantasy about a better future, a distraction from your problems, a way to feel excitement when life feels flat. In psychology, this relates to fantasy bonding, feeling connected more to the idea of someone than to the real present relationship. So when you can't get over them, it's worth asking, am I in love with them or with the story I've created in my head? Fact 10. Moving on is often about rewiring, not stopping feelings. A lot of people think moving on from a crush means forcing yourself to stop caring. Psychologically, it's more about rewiring habits than flipping a switch. You've trained your brain to check their socials, think about them at certain times, and daydream about specific scenarios. Those are mental habits. Breaking them means reducing how often you see or interact with them, catching yourself when you start the usual daydream loop, and filling that mental space with new routines, people, and goals. Over time, without constant emotional fuel, your brain naturally updates how it feels about them. Having a crush doesn't mean you're weak, childish, or irrational. It means your brain is doing exactly what human brains have done for thousands of years, searching for connection, excitement, and meaning. The real power is in understanding what's happening, so your feelings don't control you, you control how you respond to them. If you want more psychology-based videos about crushes, love, overthinking, and dark psychology, subscribe now. I post short, simple breakdowns like this to help you understand your own mind and other people a lot better. Save this video, share it with someone who's stuck on a crush, and I'll see you in the next one.